What's going on, wrestling fans? It is I, Steve Fault, and welcome to the show. On today's edition, I'm not talking to just a wrestler, an Emmy Award-winning wrestler. It's Paul Walter Hauser. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for the intro, and thank you for what you do for the world of professional wrestling.
Well, it's a pleasure talking to you. And again, thank you so much for that compliment because, when you won your Emmy, most of the time when someone wins an Emmy, they come out and they're like, thank you, my PR team. Thank you for my makeup artist and this person. And you did that as well. But during your speech, you brought up Matt Cardona. You brought up getting the tables references. You brought up a lot of wrestlers in your Emmy speech. That blew up the wrestling world because never has that ever happened where someone wins an Emmy, then drops a bunch of wrestling knowledge on all of us. What were you thinking at that moment in time? Was that a call out to the wrestling world saying, hey, I also want to come into that world?
It wasn't really that strategic. It was, it was more just things I had already planned to say to promote me and Matt Cardona's match. He and I had a match set for the Pro Wrestling Revolver, and Sami Callihan was kind enough to set that up and book me for a show. And I just wanted to get eyeballs on the show. So, like anybody, I'm an opportunist in Hollywood and an opportunist in wrestling and in all facets of life. So I was just trying to do some good business there. But I do love the idea that no one knew I was dropping his name. I didn't really decide to until a couple hours before when I was sitting in the crowd. So that was fun. And then the Get the Tables thing, I said that when I won my Golden Globe a year prior. And that's just the thing my manager and I say to each other. It's kind of like our mantra of when we're doing really well, we're like, get the tables, baby. Here we go. Like, we're setting them up for the finish. And wanted to shout him out. My agent's last name is Ibushi. He's a talent agent who's very popular in Hollywood, and it sounded like Ibushi, Kota Ibushi.
It definitely
I think people thought that was a shout out, and then they thought when I mentioned my family was my wolf pack, they also took that as a shout out. Which
everyone's like, oh shit.
I'm not a big wolf pack guy. I was kind of more just like a Sting, Booker T guy, WCW wise, DDP guy.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg pre-streak ending, Yeah.
Not the taser?
Oh, gosh, man. That taser, I mean, we wanted Bill to be like, he was Lesnar before Lesnar in a lot of ways. So, ex-athlete turned sudden, psychopathic, dominant, professional wrestler. And I think seeing him go down by taser was really hard for all of us. And I wish he would have no-sold the taser. It would have been a really good moment.
I agree. I think he should have been tasered, and then someone goes for the pin 1, 2, he kicks out, and then continues with his streak. But after that streak was over, I was like, what are we doing?
Beat him with the outsider's edge, protect the finish. Come on.
I agree. I think we're having a good conversation if you knew the reference of how Goldberg lost his streak to a taser. I think we're gonna have a good time here. So when did you start with your love of professional wrestling? Because obviously if you're talking about 1999 references that you've been watching and interested in for a long time.
Yeah, I was like 4.5 in the summer of 91, and my uncle threw on Clash of the Champions. I don't remember which Clash it was, but I know that the match was Arn Anderson and Barry Windham versus El Gigante and Brian Pillman.
El Gigante.
And I just thought, I was really interested in the fact that, Arn Anderson looked like a regular guy, like your friend's dad or something. He's all hairy and he kind of looks pissed off. When he smiles, it bothers you. No, it was just the kind of thing where he looked normal, and then Gigante is massive, and then Pillman is flying all over the place with the aerial assaults. And it was just the kind of thing where it felt like a comic book came to life. And that was very fascinating and magnetic, for me as a little kid.
So then at what point in your life did you ever go, "Hey, I wanna be a professional wrestler?" Like, I did as well as a child, but, like, I don't have any muscle mass. I was like, "How do I just get muscles?" Like, poof, just get them. And, now with your track record in movies and television, you obviously have a pick of the litter of what organizations you wanna work with. MLW coming up, Battle Riot on June 1st. Now, they reach out to you, you reach out to them. What's the process here? Because obviously now you do have dealer's choice.
A little bit. I think that's probably a bit of a what would the word be? Bit of an overstatement to say I have the pick of the litter. I think a WWE is happy having me do a cameo or a Snickers commercial with a random superstar, but that's not really what I'm trying to do. I've already
Mm,
kind of done that with the NFL on Fox and a bunch of different organizations. I've kind of done the cameo thing, and I've presented at the ESPYS, and I've done some commercial promo stuff. I really want to get in the ring for real, and I've been working really hard at it, not just studying tape, but getting in the ring with guys who are willing to train me, like independent wrestlers like Darian Bankston or Anthony Agogo, who's wrestling alongside Shane Taylor in ROH. And then my real sort of mentor in wrestling has been Paul London. He's got a
wow.
school called the Kayfabe Academy out of Los Angeles, and that's where I've seen the most growth, and I've really been able to sort of callous myself to the ring and the canvas, and then get an arsenal of moves and learn how to have some sort of innovative offense. So it's not just me, doing an atomic drop and a clothesline. I don't want it to look like 1984, 82 wrestling. I want it to be something respectable where I can keep up with the rest of the guys. So yeah, I did reach out to AEW as I'm friends with Tony Khan, and he had me come on and do a segment with Jeff Jarrett, which went over pretty well. And that was more of a scheduling conflict that didn't work out. I
Mm.
was talking with Impact a little bit, now TNA, and there still could be something to do there. That's a scheduling thing. And Sammy Callahan kind of name dropped me to Court Bauer and said, "What about this guy?" And Court and the creative team just they said, come on in, man, let's find a spot for you. So that spot happens to be in the Battle Riot, which I'm exuberantly excited about. I've always wanted to be in a battle royal. What kid doesn't want to be in a battle royal growing up watching the Royal Rumble or WCW's iteration of World War III or whatever? So it was really, really a treat to get that invite. And Court Bauer and I have got along very well and had some good chats. And I look forward to dipping my toes in over there, but I'm not really signed anywhere. I'm just sort of doing the independent circuit. And then if people are willing to give me a shot on a televised program or a PLE or whatever, I would love to do that.
I'm just shocked that the WWE didn't pick you up the minute that you were dropping wrestling. You meant again, your Emmy Award winning speech really hit home at wrestling fans because everyone was losing their mind. Like, oh my God, this is trending, Matt Cardona. As you brought up Wolfpack, but that clearly that was not a reference to the Wolfpack. But yet the wrestling world went upside down over that. The WWE seems like someone who's obsessed with PR and having an Emmy Award winner involved with them, as in you have The Rock, you have Logan Paul, you have Bad Bunny, adding you
Yeah.
to the list of celebrities who are involved with a rotation of celebrities would seem something like they would want to do. Did they ever call you, reach out about coming in after your speech?
Uh, no, kind of the opposite, where I was going to go visit, and I think some of their administrative folks were not sure if they wanted me to be at one of their live shows because they had seen me on AEW, and I had made a couple remarks while on the microphone at AEW about bypassing Connecticut for Jacksonville. So I think I don't know what they think, but I'm guessing they don't think I'm very famous, and they probably think I'm an AEW fanboy, which I love AEW, but I also like what WWE is doing right now. They're in a really special place where they've figured out how to get rid of toxic people, and and make room for new blood, as it were. So I'm really happy for them, and I know people that work there, some brilliant creative people, and the product is looking better now than it has in a very long time.
100%. 100% agree
Yeah.
with you on that, on all everything you just said there, because yeah, for a long time you'd watch something like this wrestler would be doing really well, then out of nowhere they would just suddenly disappear or have like a dancing gimmick out of nowhere. And you're like, what's happening here?
Let's just call it what it is. Vince McMahon dropped the ball in creative 7,000 times.
Yes.
Um, Having Charlotte talk about her brother in that angle from 7, 8 years ago, not pushing Damian Sandow when the entire WWE universe was behind him, um, and every manner of abbreviated storylines and sort of cutoffs and firings and humiliation tactics, and never really putting a strap on a black athlete in the WWE. And when you finally do with Kofi Kingston, you squash him with Brock Lesnar. So I was pretty disgusted with Vince the man and Vince the Booker, and I'm glad he's gone. Uh, and I think where they are now is as healthy and exciting as it's been in a very long time. And I think both the creative team and the guys and gals in the ring, I mean, it's the sky's the limit if they put in the work, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for years you would see on television Vince McMahon doing disgusting things to people on television, and you'd think, oh, well, that's just on TV. I never really thought it was just on TV. But then now more has come out, more wrestlers have spoken out, more people have given out information. It's been revealed that what we saw on television wasn't just an act. And I've interviewed many women wrestlers over the years, and you would ask about Vince, you could tell they would want to say something, but they were kind of afraid to give
Of
you the
course,
truth because
I would be afraid, and I'm a grown man who likes to think he's tough, but like if I were in that same position, it's very easy for me to criticize him when I have no prior relationship or any sort of, information that he could have on me. It's just, as a fan, I see it and I go, clearly there's something wrong here. To what extent, I have no idea. But I'm glad that he's out, and I think WWE is going to soar under new management and new creative, and I look forward to seeing some more diversity and ingenuity out of the company. I think they're going to have an amazing run the next couple of years. And at the same token, I can't, I have to shine a light on these other companies. I think Impact signing
100%.
Nick Nemeth and now bringing in Ryan Nemeth is really exciting. Um, I love that they did kind of the team warfare the other night, sort of the Avengers Endgame type of thing. Uh, I love that MLW is having these shows for free on YouTube. That's so benevolent and a genius way to kind of get the product out there and get more eyes on it. And that match, I just watched a match between Mads Cruel Kruger and Matthew Justice. It was a hardcore match. It was maybe 9 minutes long. It was kind of in and out. It was quick. It was at Fury Road the other night, and it was one of the most brutal, exciting, watchable matches I've seen in the last year. So we're all winning, obviously. The
Yeah.
fans get to watch so many different products, and wrestling's never been more fun, right?
Agreed, because you have so many companies like you mentioned, Tokyo Joshi Pro, another company, Stardom, New Japan. Like there's been so many companies that existed for so long, but obviously with streaming, with YouTube, with more social media interactions, the door has been wide open for wrestling fans to find their palette. Before we only had one version of what we loved. Now we
Yeah.
have like 25 different versions of what we love, just like in movies, just like in music. There's different genres to these products, and now we have the option. If you want wrestling, if you want entertainment, if you want hardcore wrestling, it's there for you. And so what is your palette? Do you have one? Because you mentioned an Impact, TNA, AEW, WWE. Are you watching wrestling every single night like the rest of us?
No, I don't have the time, and my wife would shoot me in the chest with a shotgun if I did. I no, she's been super supportive of me wrestling. She's been incredible this whole way through, and most of my wrestling is watched on the go. So,
Yeah.
if I'm sitting on the John, or if I'm in an Uber headed to a voiceover session, anytime I have, 5 to 30, 40 minutes, I'm just trying to play catch up on Triller and Peacock and the YouTube TV app for AEW. And a lot of it's just me kind of fast forwarding, having to try to catch matches I'm most invested in the person or the story. And right now, I'm having fun watching Adam Copeland. I think he's doing a tremendous job of having these sort of almost pay-per-view caliber matches with all these different people he's never been in the ring with, and that's been a joy to watch. And I'm a huge fan of Powerhouse Hobbs, and I'm so bummed that he's injured. Sending good thoughts to him. So bummed that Cardona's injured. He's a bit of an a-hole, but he's also a very entertaining a-hole, and I wish him a speedy recovery. I've been having fun watching the dominant, terrifying group Contra and MLW. I'm sure I wouldn't like them as people, but I'm very fascinated by their dominance. And then in TNA rather, I'm having a lot of fun following Nick Nemeth's rise and seeing who he gets in the ring with, and watching a Joe Hendry segment. And
Oh yeah.
there's really, wrestling has something for everybody right now, and I'm probably somewhere between focusing on watching technical wrestling and then focusing on just some really interesting character work from the likes of a Kruger or a Joe Hendry, or a guy who's just watchable like Sami Zayn or Chris Jericho.
Yeah, the whole list is a great. But with MLW coming up on June 1st, I interviewed a friend of mine, Jimmy Wang Yang, the Asian cowboy he used to go by. And when I asked him, oh, Paul's gonna be there and he's gonna be in the match and it's gonna be fun. Well, he unzipped his jacket to reveal to me that he was wearing a Last Dragon shirt, a Barry Gordy's Last Dragon shirt. And he took a giant dump on Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid franchise. And there were some fighting words. He said he's going to kick your head off with a karate kick and possibly even your crotch. So I hope the second part or the first part, either, how about both don't happen?
Listen, my head is I have a pretty thick skull. I think I can take the headshot. The testicles, I'm definitely going to do my best to cover up. My wife and I are going to try for one more kid, I think. So, yeah. How dare you, Jimmy Wang Yang? You think you're the only 3 named wrestler in this battle riot? Because you're not. You're not.
Damn. The 3-name battle. All we need is Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Hunter Hearst Helmsley to also be there.
Ryan Gosselin.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta throw in.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Oh wow, man, we gotta.
Paul Vanders. Yeah.
Jesus, this is gonna be this battle royal is gonna be intense. I'm a little scared, but June 1st is what's gonna be happening.
Riley. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd love if only he was Dewey Cox. If only John C. Riley was Dewey Cox
and just gave guitar shots like Jarrett. That'd be amazing.
Will Ferrell dresses up as Ron Burgundy all the time for roasts and things like that. Why can't we get John C. Riley just appearing out of nowhere as Dewey Cox?
You got to lay that money down. I don't know if the Indies can afford John C. Riley. They can afford me presently, so that's good.
It'd be John C. Riley as Dewey Cox, team up with Jeff Jarrett, team up with Elias, and a 3-guitar shot to somebody.
Yes, that, or I would love to see him come out as Dr. Steve Brule from his Tim and Eric Adult Swim days, and just be a commentator and sit on commentary for the night. That'd be amazing.
That would be pretty badass. Before we let you go, though, with Hollywood calling your name, obviously The Rock, the final boss in the WWE, his involvement there. Has there ever been a discussion between you two about your passion for professional wrestling?
I've never met Dwayne Johnson. I'm friendly with Dave Batista. We share an agent, that guy, Ryan Ibushi. And Dave and I are mutual fans, and we're actively looking for a movie to do together, Batista and I. So, that would be a lot of fun. I think Dave really is like the top of the heap as far as actors turned wrestlers. He's not just an actor turned wrestler. He's like a real, or I'm sorry, wrestler turned actor. Dave Batista is a real actor, and I think it's important to note that. And John Cena has done an incredible job. I loved him in Ricky Stenicki and Trainwreck, and he's also just the kind of person I respect as a man and as a human being. All the good work he does in the world. So I've seen a lot of crossover wrestler turned actor. I'm trying to do the lesser
Yup.
known actor turned wrestler. I've been calling it a reverse Dwayne Johnson. So yeah, no, if Dwayne wants to do business, I think we could. And I would give my heart, my soul, my body, and my acting and performance acumen to the WWE if it ever made sense for them. Absolutely.
I would love to see that. The final boss maybe whipping you with Cody Rhodes belts, screaming at you, putting blood all over it, and sending it to your mama. That'd be weird. But unfortunately, you said Batista. I love Batista, but like go back, I don't know, 10 years ago, he blocked me on Twitter because I got Blue Tista trending along with all these other people. He wore a blue outfit, blue shirt, blue pants, blue pads, blue everything. The WWE even made an action figure called Blue Tista, but for some strange reason, my Blue Tista joke he didn't like. He blocked me
Listen,
a long time ago.
might have been just the wrong time of day, the wrong moment. If he met you the way I'm meeting you now, I'm sure he would unblock you in a heartbeat.
I hope so, because I was
Uh,
like, I didn't invent Blue Tista. The WWE invented Blue Tista, and I just piled on.
I've heard worse nicknames. There are much worse nicknames, but I will say, I am a wrestling fan. I watch many products in fragments and bits and pieces, but I really do mean it when I say Court Bauer and the MLW family have been really kind and embracing toward me. This battle Riot I see as step one of hopefully many with that company. I'm not signed there per se, but I do have a vested interest. And I look at that roster and I go, I really think we could do some magic. We can make some really great stories and work together. So we'll see. Tune in June 1st for free at 7 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/Major League Wrestling.
And we have to obviously talk about one more thing before we wrap up. Fantastic Four, you're going to be in it.
I am.
But we don't 100% know who you're going to be in Fantastic Four.
What's that, homie? Oh, I gotta go. I'm so sorry.
You gotta go. Kevin Feige has a gun on the other side. He's gonna get you soon.
It's my wife. I swear. Kevin, put the gun down.
Kevin,
No,
please.
it's you know what? Can't say anything about it, obviously, but I will say, of all the opportunities that could come my way in the comic book sphere, this is like top of the heap. An amazing filmmaker, a terrific screenplay. It's got heart and humor and action, and if the cast is any indication, I think we're making something really special. And I don't mean me; I mean like Malkovich and Julie Garner and all these people. It's. I think it's going to be super special, man.
I keep saying one final question, but this really is the next one.
Good.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You are a juggalo.
Juggalo.
And did ICP ever contact you or get interested in you, because they love professional wrestling as well?
No, that we never really crossed paths. I assume we will at some point, because I know they pop up here and there in different organizations, especially the NWA. But yeah, no, we haven't made acquaintances yet. But that I hope I did them proud. I hope that they felt seen in a good way on It's Always Sunny, because that was a very important gig for me. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Dark Carnival must appreciated that. And then, I as a WCW fan, you brought up earlier, you had Vampiro in the group, you had ICP, Great Muta was in their little stable they had in WCW. They were in the WWE with the oddities and waving their hands around. Like
they've made the rounds, and now I'm told that they're often you can find them at the farmers market selling soy candles.
Interesting. What a different.
I just wanted to give them a happy ending. It seems like a lot of rough patches,
Well, in life, I think we all go up and down like an elevator, but sometimes we stay steady when we hit that lobby. But again, thank you so much for sharing your passion for the wrestling business. And again, June 1st, MLW, huge event. And again, we need to talk about it one more time. It seems like Jimmy Wang Yang wants to kick you in the crotch and kick your head off your shoulders because, the 24-inch pythons are coming out.
Jimmy Wang Yang, bring it on, bro. Bring it on.
Oh,
I am ready to show you these pasty white arms.
I texted
Get
Jimmy
these
about it.
hands. Get these hands.
Oh no. What have I done? I texted Jimmy that I would talk to you today about this, and he sent me PP emojis, his pants. So I don't even know if that's a real emoji he sent me, but it happened.
He's got the word Wang in his name, so of course he's going to send you the PP emoji. I got to run, but thank you for having me. Please watch MLW Battle Riot. It would mean a lot to me. I'm going to do my best to take that spot and have a future shot at Satoshi Kojima's World Heavyweight title.
Well, I look forward to it. Thank you again for being here. I'm Steve Fall. Have a great day.